Do
Oh,
side by sides?
Yeah. I've been having plans. Sadly, because I was sick for the past 4 months, I didn't gather as much before footage as I would like. But I'm definitely at the very least re-recording everything that I don't already have.
Wow. You guys keep a big library.
Yeah. My plan is at least to record Dawn Trail right now because I don't want to record all the cutscenes in the game again until they touch up whatever they're going to touch up. And I'm guessing that they're going to go patch by patch. Like 7.1, we'll see Endwalker. 7.2, we'll see Shadowbringers. Or
you think it'll count backward?
I think that they will, only because it's less work. I could be wrong, and if they start with AR, that's a good idea, obviously, because
that's what they did with duty support, and that's what catches the free trial, right? That's what onboards people. Now, what's weird is then they get 30 hours in, they purchase the game, and then they just drop off a graphical cliff, and they're like, "Wait, what is this? What is this no man's land?"
The other thing that makes me think that they might start with Endwalker first is that like Endwalker is half done, and I don't just mean like because it was already of a certain level of quality. I mean, if you go look at the maps and all the gear in Endwalker, like a solid third of everything in Endwalker has already been touched up, and I think it's because they were using that for testing. Because you'll notice that like all the footage they showed when they were showing the graphic update examples are all in like old Charlian and all are. So that's my suspicion on like workload. However, I think it's just as reasonable to expect ARR because getting in the new trial people.
You think they'll finish it all in 2 years?
Oh yeah, I think so. I think the pipeline, the hard part's done. It's now just it's literally just a need to go step by step, get the people all going through the texture. I think
Do you notice a lot? Like, I haven't done any old content with it. What do you?
It's huge.
Like in Crystal Tower, like
crazy.
Are you, is it obvious in the spots where it's done versus the spots where it's not? Are there just spots that are just terrible?
No. So I don't
think the spots are terrible that I know of. But for me, the biggest notice is the lighting. The lighting is so much better now than I did one of the MSQ level 50 Praetorium. That was it. And the scene where Gaius is talking and it zoomed out with my character and the light is like, I don't remember me looking this good during this cutscene. So yeah, the lighting. I think the lighting itself really, even if they haven't done the texture work for everything, I think the lighting system overall has just improved the feel and atmosphere of the game, even without the graphical updates.
And to like hit on that, the volumetric fog cannot be understated in its advantages and how much better it makes something seem. Like in Crystal Tower, for instance, the thing is that even without touching textures, so first off, textures have been touched in that even if they have not been up-res, the metals being more metallic just makes certain things better. Like metals are across the board enormously better. Crystal textures are enormously better.
Ground clutter should be increased, right?
Ground clutter is increased. Anytime, if you go into like the Crystal Tower is obviously a premier example, but anywhere that had like, if you go into the Ocular in the Crystarium, materials like that are just phenomenally better, even without a resolution bump. But the benefit of like volumetric fog and stuff is you'll be places like the Crystal Tower where you'll be in there and there'll be far off things that have natural, almost like depth of field going on by dint of just there being like a natural amount of volumetric fog. Not like a haze that's blocking off a low resolution thing, but just like a natural, like there would be some amount of haze here. And it adds an inordinate amount. And the other thing about the lighting is it's not just that the lighting is so much better, it's that multiple things can cast lighting. So things are just inherently less flat and there's more there are way more emitters. And so it is huge. And it is also huge that like just character skin actually starts to look like skin. It's
anywhere that you feel it's made something worse as it kind of transitions.
No, the worst I've seen is a side grade. There's a couple of glitches I've seen. So a big one is like Amarant in the Tempest. If you look, the volumetric fog or something is going on that's casting like lined shadows on the ground if you're high up above and look down. But like the worst I've seen is side grades.
Very cool. So you think this is just a wide improvement for new players coming in?
Complete win. Like just unambiguous, I would say.
And WoW over the years has done a number of these. They're not as announced as this, but like they have made a series of movements and sometimes it is